Friends, day before yesterday, we have started a model question paper, right? We have completed till yesterday 4 questions. Today we are going to start 5th question of this model question paper. Okay, now in question number 5, you have to attempt any one of the sub question. Okay, there will be 2 sub questions. Out of that, you have to attempt only one sub question, and each carries 3 marks. Again, here answers are expected with the solutions, right? And these sub questions are of constructive nature. Constructive nature means what? Some will be given or some words will be given, and using such words you have to frame or construct the some word problem, and then you have to solve. Okay, let us see this. Let us go to the first one. The Amit saves certain amount every month in a specific way. In the first month, he saves rupees 200. In the second month, rupees 250. In the third month, rupees 300, and so on. How much will his total savings be in 17 months? Students, this sum, it is in 5th question, but still it is of arithmetic progression, and it is from the textbook itself. Yes, some digits, there is a changes in the digits, but some is from the textbook itself and based on the syllabus itself. Okay, so let us see in this sum what is exactly given. Amit saves certain amount every month in a specific way. In the first month, he saves 200. In the second month, 250. Third month, 300, and so on. See, students, while reading only, you will come to know. See, look here. The difference between consecutive terms, 200, 250, 300 is a constant. See, 200, 250 minus 250, 300 minus 250, 50, like this. Means common difference is coming same. Means you can say that such a sequence is coming in arithmetic progression. Now, what has been asked here? How much will his total savings in 17 months? See, in earlier lecture also, I have already told you, when the word total comes, what you have to find out, which formula you have to use? SN. Yes, you have to find out total saving for the month of 17 months. Means you have to find out as 17. Okay, now let us discuss this sum. Okay. See, look here. The savings in the first month. See, Amit saves in the first month rupees 200. In the second month, his savings are 250. And in the third month, 300. Like this. Means every month his savings increases by 50. Means common difference is remaining constant. Yes, difference in his saving each month coming as a constant. And that's why you can call it as a common difference, right? See, look here, D is coming as a 50. The savings on the first month, 200. See, look here, since common difference is coming as a constant, you can say this sequence as an arithmetic progression. Okay, now let us see this. See, first his saving is at 200, means this is nothing but the first term. So we can take this first his saving as a or T1, right? Okay, now what you have to find out? You have to find out total savings in 17 months. Total means what you have to find out? Yes, SN. Okay, for how many months? 17 months. So you have to use S17. Now just first of all write the formula. Sn is equal to n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1 into b. See, this formula also carries half marks. Okay, when you write this is arithmetic progression. Then you will write first term. This will carry half marks for D, for A. Okay, first of all you have to mention this is arithmetic progression. Then you have to mention A. Okay, now you have to start with the finding out S17. Before that, you have to write this formula of Sn. Okay, now just substitute the values of N, A, D. Okay, you will get the values. Let us see this. S17 is equal to N is a 17 upon 2. 2 into A is a 200 plus N is a 17. So 17 minus 1 and common difference is coming as a 50. Means you have to just substitute the values in this formula. Okay, 17 upon 2, 200 into 2, 400 plus 17 minus 1, 16 into 50. Okay, just simplify this. 400 plus 16 5 is 80, so 800. Then 800 plus 400, 1200. Just simplify this, you will get this. So total savings for the month of 17s are 10,200 rupees. Understood? So this final answer also carries half marks. For this substitution also, there are half marks. Okay, when you simplify this, you will get half marks. So total, yes, 3 marks will be there. And you have to attempt only one question from the question number 5. There will be 2 sub questions. Out of that, you have to attempt only one. Okay, now look at the second sum. This is a little bit tricky sum. It's not difficult, but you have to construct the sum. See, construct a word problem on the quadratic equation so that one answer will be 15. Age, meters, speed, rupees, etc. Solve those problem you have constructed. Means what you have to do, first of all, you have to read the sum very carefully. You have to find out what exactly you have to find out. This sum should be of which nature, what you have to exactly do, which are the conditions of this sum. This you have to first of all check, and accordingly you have to construct the problem. And once you have constructed the problem, you have to solve the sum. Because for the construction of the sum, you will get 1 marks and another 2 marks are there for the correct solution of the sum that you have constructed. Okay, now let us see this. Construct a word problem on the quadratic equation. Means whichever conditions are given here, using these conditions, you have to construct word problem, and that is of a quadratic equation. Now here terms are given here. Either you can use h or meters or speed, rupees. These quantities you can use for constructing the word problem, right? See, look here, construct a word problem on a quadratic equation so that one answer will be 15. See, look here how they have constructed the sum. See, what they want quadratic equation, and one of the answer they want 15. Okay, so what they have done this here. See, look here, they have taken a right angle triangle. Okay, and see, you know, for the right angle triangle, there are 3 sides: base, height, and hypotenuse, right? So what they have assumed, one of the side is x and other side is differing by 7. Okay, and they have given one more quantity, that is a perimeter. Okay, now if you know the perimeter, if you know the one of the side and other side you have given as there is some difference, you can easily find out the other side. But while constructing this word problem, you have to remember that one of the answer should be 15. Okay, so knowing this fact and knowing these things in mind, you have to construct. So first of all, we will see this sum, and then I will show the same sum in another way. In a right angle triangle, the sides forming the right angle differ by 7 centimeter. Find its side and its if its perimeter is 40 centimeters. See, look here. Suppose this is a right angle triangle. Okay. In a right angle triangle, the sides forming right angle, these are the sides which are forming a right angle. This is a hypotenuse. Okay. What they had did, suppose if you assume the length of this side is x, other side, what they had told, other side which is forming a right angle differing by the 7 centimeters. So other side you have to take as a x plus 7. Okay, but addition of the all sides is they have taken a 40 centimeter, that is a perimeter. Okay, so let us see this. Let the sides containing the right angle are x centimeter and x plus 7 centimeter. Okay, what is perimeter given over here? 40 centimeter. Yes, if 40 centimeter is a perimeter, means addition of all the three sides is a perimeter is a 40 centimeter, means from the 40 centimeter you have to subtract addition of these two sides. Yes, addition of length of the two sides, so that you will get length of the hypotenuse or length of the third side. Understood? So what we have taken, hypotenuse is 40 minus, that is perimeter minus addition of these two sides, that is x plus 7, and that is nothing but the 33 minus 2x centimeter. Okay. Okay, now you know this is a right angle triangle, right? So you have to use which theorem? Pythagoras theorem, right? Means hypotenuse, square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. Okay, now this we have taken the square of the hypotenuse, then the base and height square. Okay, when you solve this, you will get such a solution. I'm not going to tell you how to solve this. Yes, this is a quadratic equation. Either you solve by the factorization method or by formula method. Completing square method this year not there, it is omitted. So you can use either factorization method or formula method to solve this quadratic equation. And finally, we reach at this solution. X is equal to 8 and X is equal to 65. What is coming here? The length of the side. But length of the side cannot be more than 40, right? Why? Because addition of all the three sides coming as a 40. Yes or no? They are taken. What is a perimeter? 40. And that is nothing but the addition of the all the three sides. But here, one of the answer is coming as a 65. Means it is not acceptable. It is not the right answer. So what is the correct answer? X is equal to 8. So we have to consider this answer as a correct answer. So x is equal to 65 is unacceptable as perimeter is 40 centimeter. So you have to take x is equal to 8 as a correct answer. Once you have considered this as a correct answer, see, this is one of the side, other side is differing by 7. Okay, so 8 plus 7 is equal to 15. And what is our condition? While constructing the sum, the other answer should be 15. So before constructing the sum only, you should remember these conditions. Yes. See, what is the one answer? 15. So what is the other term or other answer I should consider? Means you should start sum from here, reverse way. Okay, here they have given from starting, but when you are thinking, you should start thinking from the ending itself. Yes, what is our final answer? 15. Then how to construct the sum? Which variable I should consider? What is the value of the other variable? Like this you should think. Yes, here logical thinking is needed. Yes, your reasoning power will improve by thinking like this. This will come by practice only. This will not come automatically. When you practice more and more sums, it will automatically comes. Okay, now I have solved one more sum for you. Same type. I have constructed one more sum. See, look here. Now, see what is condition given over here. I am reading this sum again for you. Construct a word problem on the quadratic equation so that one answer will be 15. Okay, here you can use these terms. Either you can use this h. By using h, you can make a word problem. By using this quantity meter, you can construct a word problem. By using this speed, you can construct a word problem. By using rupees, this term you can construct a word problem. Here, by using h, I have constructed one word problem, but there I have kept one thing in mind, that one of my answer should be 15. So from where should I start? From this line itself. Yes, what is my final answer? 15. So how should I construct sum? I should start thinking from the last line onwards. Okay, see, I have constructed one sum for you. Let us say this sum. Sunita is elder to Rina by 2 years. Sunita is elder to Rina by 2 years. Find their ages if sum of their ages is 28. Before constructing this sum, see, I have started from here. Yes. What is the first answer? What is the final answer should be 15. Then what is the other answer should be? See, accordingly, I have written this sum. What is in that sum, what they have taken perimeter. Here instead of the sides or instead of meters, what I have taken edges, and then I have taken the sum of their edges. I have taken sum in a such a way that the final answer should be 15, and the age of the other person should be such that it should match with the total sum of their ages. Okay, see, look here, it will need practice. So let us see this, how I have constructed the sum. Sunita is elder to Rina by 2 years. Find their ages if sum of their ages is 20. Now, here, see, Sunita is elder to Rina. So first of all, how to solve this sum? First of all, you have to consider Rina's age be x years. So Sunita's age will come x plus 2 years since she is elder to Rina by 2 years. Now what is the condition given over here? 28. Yes, the sum of their ages is 28. So as per given condition, x plus 2, that is the sum of both Sunita's age and Rina's age, is 28. So 2x plus 2 is nothing but the 28. So 2x is equal to 28 minus 2, that is nothing but the 2x is equal to 26. So x is equal to 26 divided by 2. So that is nothing but 13. See, look here. Here final answer is coming as a 15. Okay, what is condition given over here? 15 should be final answer. And then the other person age is coming as a 13. And then it is matching with the what total. Okay, matching with the sum of their ages also. So like this condition you should keep in mind, and accordingly you have to construct the sum. Okay, now I think we have completed this model question paper. Now let us move to the 2 marks questions from the chapter number 3. Today I want to complete 1 or 2 marks question from the chapter number 3, that is from the arithmetic progression. Okay, students. Now let us start with the 1 marks questions from the arithmetic progression. Answer the following questions. See, these questions carries 1 marks. First question we will see now. Write T2 and T3 for the AP if A is equal to 11, D is equal to 2. And second sum also given. See, this was March 2020 board exam question for the 1 marks. See, look here, what is given over here? A is given, D is given. Means first term is given. Now what you have to find out? T2 and T3. See, common difference is given. So just you have to add common difference in the first term so that you will get second term. Now in the second term, you have to add common difference so that you will get third term. See, look here, what they have done here. How to find out second term T2? Take T1. T1 means A, plus you have to add common difference so that you will get T2. Now, while finding out T3, you have to add now T2 and you have to add again common difference so that you will get T3. In the same manner, you have to solve this also. I'm not going to solve this. Now, let us move to the next question. For an AP, if A is equal to 100, D is equal to 100, what is T10? See, look here. AP is there, A means T1 is given, common difference is given. So you have to find out now 10th term. 10th term, you know the formula. Which formula you are going to use? Tn. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Just substitute values. What you have to find out T10? So T10 is equal to A is 100, n means 10, D is 100. Just substitute the values and find out the value. Yes, students? Okay. Now let us move to the next sum. Find S3 for the AP 3579. Yes, students. Here, what you have to find out? Sum of the first three terms. What they have told? Sum of first three terms you have to find out. Here, first term, second term, third term, fourth terms are given. But you have to find out only sum of first three terms. So, S3 is equal to 3 plus 5 plus 7. See here, only three terms you have to find out sum. That's why we are directly doing this. But in some cases, they are told to find out as 50, as 100, as 1000. In that case, you have to use formula of SN. Okay. Okay. Now let us move to the next sum. Find the common difference D for an AP if T3 is equal to 8 and T4 is equal to 12. See, very simple sum it is. What you have to find out? Common difference. See, fourth term also given, third term also given. Only you have to find out difference between the consecutive terms. That is T4 minus T3 is equal to 12 minus 8, and that is nothing but the 4, and that is coming as your answer. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. What is the sum of first 6 terms of an AP whose first term is 3 and sixth term is 27? See, what is the question? What is the sum of first 6 terms of an AP whose first term means what is given? T1 is given and T6 is given. And what they are told to find out? Find out the sum of first 6 terms of an AP. So in that case, which formula you have to use? I'm writing here. Sn is equal to n upon 2 T1 plus Tn. See, look here. Here you have to consider n means 6. Yes, here T1 plus Tn. See, in this case, since first term is given and sixth term is given, so you have to consider sixth term as an nth term. So Sn is equal to n upon 2 in bracket T1 plus Tn. By using this formula, see, there are two formulas for the Sn, but sometimes specifically like this given, then you can use this formula. Okay, Sn is equal to n upon 2 T1 plus Tn. Okay, students. So here T1 also given and sixth term also given. Just substitute the values and find out the answer. Understood, students? Okay. Now let us move to the 2 marks questions. Find the 19th sum. Find the 19th term of the AP 7, 13, 19, 25. See, look here. What is given over here? This sequence given is as a AP. And what you have to find out? 19th term. Okay. So first of all, you have to start with the what is given. What is given? A is nothing but the first term, and that is given is a 7. What is a T2? 13. What is a T3? 19. T4 is a 25, and so on. Okay. Now, before finding out the 19th term, first of all, you have to find out the common difference. Okay. Common difference is a T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, like that. Okay. Once you find out this common difference, and means 19. Why? Because you have to find out 19th term. Now, you have to use the formula. See, for the given, when you write this given, you will get half marks. Another half marks you will get for this formula. When you substitute the given values in this, you will get another half marks. And for the final answer, half marks. Like this, there will be 2 marks for this 2 marks questions. Understood, students? So here you have to use this formula. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Just substitute the values. See here for this substitution and simplifying this, you will get half marks. Okay, you understood this. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. The first term and the common difference of an AP are 12 and 4 respectively. If Tn is equal to 96, find n. See what is given over here. First term is given and common difference is given. First term means T1, common difference means D, and this is an AP. What they have given, Tn also given. Only what you have to find out, n. Since Tn is given, okay, you have to first of all write given, then write formula of the Tn. Just substitute the values which are given over here, okay, so that you will get the value of n. See, students, I'm not going to discuss everything here. Only I'm giving idea how to write given, how to use formula, and how to substitute and find out the final answer. Because we have revised this so many times. So no need to tell you how to substitute, how to simplify. Yes, students. Okay. Okay. Now let us move to the next. Which term of the AP 11, 8, 5, 2, dash dash is a minus 151. See, look here. Here AP is given, means first term, second term, third term, fourth term, you know. Okay, and they have asked minus 151 is which term? Whether it is a 15 term, 16 term, or whether it is a nth term or n minus 1 term, we don't know. So for that, you have to solve this equation. So first of all, write in given A1 is equal to 11. That is a T1. T2 is equal to 8. T3 is a 5. T4 is a 2, like that. Okay, now find out the common difference. That is T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, like that. This common difference is coming as a minus 3. Okay, now what you have to consider, this minus 151 is given, that we don't know which term it is, whether it is an nth term or n minus 1 term, we don't know. So let us consider nth term of this AP is minus 151. Once we have considered this term is an nth term, then we can write Tn, means we have considered this as an nth term. That's why we are writing Tn is equal to minus 151. Okay, now you can easily use the formula Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Right, now you know Tn, you know first term. Okay, then only you have to find out which term it is. Which term it is, whether it is a 15th term or 16th term or whether it is n minus 1th term, we don't know anything. So you have to find out the value of n, then substitute the values of D also, and just simplify this and find out the values. And that value is nothing but the 55. So 55th term of the given AP is minus 151. Understood, students? Okay, now let us move to the next. Decide whether the following sequence is an AP or not. And if so, find the 20th term of the progression. See, look here. This sequence is given, this progression is given, minus 12, minus 5, 2, 9, 16, 23, 30. What is the exact step to find out whether the given sequence is AP or not? First of all, write the sequence as it is. Okay, write the terms T1, T2, T3, T4. Yes, then find out the common difference between the consecutive terms. If the common difference between the consecutive terms is coming as the same throughout the series, you can say that yes, this progression is an arithmetic progression, right? So let us see this. Here, first of all, write as it is. A T1 is equal to this, T2 is equal to this, T3 is equal to 2, T4 is equal to 9, T5, T6, like that. Then find out the difference between the consecutive terms, that is T2 minus T1, T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3, T5 minus T4, and everywhere you can observe the difference between the consecutive term is coming as the same. So you can see that the common difference is same, 7, that is constant number is coming. So you can see that the given series or given sequence is an AP or arithmetic progression. Right. Now, what is our next question? Once we have decided, once it is confirmed, the given sequence is arithmetic progression, then what you have to find out? 20th term of the progression. Now, what is our duty? To find out the 20th term, means T2 and 20, you have to find out. For that, you need to write the formula of Tn, right? So let us write that formula. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, right? Just now, what you have to find out? T20. So T20 is A, you are already there. Yes, minus 12. And means you have to finding out 20th term. So writing here 20 minus 1. Common difference is 7. So like this, substitute the values and find out the T20. That is 20th term. Then finally, you have to write such type of answer here. The given sequence is an AP. Yes, and 20th term of the AP is 121. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. Find the 23rd term of the following AP. See, look here already given the given sequence is a AP. Means if given sequence is a AP, obviously the common difference is going to come as the same only, yes or no? So first of all, write given A, that is T1 is equal to 9, T2 is equal to 4, T3 is equal to minus 1, T4 is a minus 6, T5 is minus 11, and so on, right? Then find out the common difference, that is D. Already given it is a arithmetic progression. So no need to find out for everywhere. T2 minus T1, then T3 minus T2, T4 minus T3. No need, only one you have to find out. Because already it is mentioned, it is an AP, right? So find out the common difference. Okay, now what you have to find out? Find the 23rd term. They have told us to find out 23rd term. So just write the formula. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Okay, so just write down T23 is equal to what is A? 9. And what you have to find out? 23rd term minus 1 and D is coming as a minus 5. Just substitute the values. You will get the answer. See, look here. Here also marks distribution. Half marks for this. When you are writing given and writing D, you will get half marks. Another half marks for the formula. When you substitute the values, you will get another half marks. And finally, for the final answer, you will get half marks. Like this, 2 marks will be there. Okay, now let us move to the next sum. The first term and the common difference of an AP are 6 and 3 respectively. Find as 27. What is given? T1 is given. Common difference, that is D, is given. And this is an arithmetic progression. And you have to find out as 27. See, this is in an activity form. Okay. See, when you are writing activity, you have to write activity as it is. Whatever steps miss here, you have to write in the rub book. So, sorry, not rub book, on the rub page. Okay. On the rub page, you have to write the steps which are missing. But the activity which is given over here, exactly in the same way you have to write. Okay, now let us do this. What is the first term given over here? 6. Common difference is a 3. And what you have to find out as 27. So first of all, you have need to write the formula. Sn is equal to n upon 2. Then 2a will come. Okay, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. As 27 is equal to 27 upon 2. 12 plus n is a 27 minus 1 and common difference is a 3. So you're going to write this. When you simplify this, yes, 12 plus 21 minus 1 into 3, you will get 90. So write this straightway like this here. Okay, when you multiply this, you will get this answer. So finally, in the final block, you will write this. Yes, see here also 4 blocks are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each block carries half marks. Like this, for this activity, there are 2 marks. Okay, students. Now let us move to the next sum. This sums are very, very easy. Complete the following activity to find the number of terms in the AP 1, 3, 5, dash, 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 149. See, look here. First term is given. D you have to find out. See, look here, it is a AP, means common difference is going to same throughout the series, right? So 3 minus 1, 2, 5 minus 3, 2. So what is the common difference going to come here? 2, right? And see, what is Tn here? 149. Formula is given over here. Only you have to simplify this. You have to substitute the values in this formula so that you will get this. Okay, so 149. Now you have to just write this. What is the value of A? 1 plus n is a, you have to find out. Yes, n minus 1 into D. D what? You have to write 2, right? Okay, now you need to simplify this. 149 is equal to, see, look here, after this what will come? 149, 1 plus 2n minus 2. Okay, now 2n, 1 minus 2 means you have to subtract, and bigger digit sign is minus, so minus will come, right? So when this 1 will go to the other side, it will become plus. So 149 plus 1 is equal to 2n. And that is going to come as 2n is equal to 150. So n is equal to 150 divided by 2. That is going to come as a 75. See, whichever these missing steps are there, you have to do all these missing steps in the rub page, on the rub page, and not directly in the activity itself. You have to write activity as it is given in the exam paper. Understood, students? Okay. Now let us move to the next sum. There are 25 rows of seats in an auditorium. The first row is of 26. Second of 22 seats, third of 24 seats, and so on. How many seats are there in the 21st row? Students, how many total rows are there? 25 rows. They have given number of seats row wise. In the first row, there are 20 seats. Second row, there are 22 seats. Third row, there are 24 seats, and so on. If you observe this number of seats in each row, you will find that every time 2 seats are increasing. In the first row, 20 seats are there. In the second row, 22 seats are there. In the third row, 24 seats are there. Means every time 2 seats are increasing. And this increase is a constant. Means common difference is coming constant. So can you say that it is an arithmetic progression? Yes, you can say that the sequence is in a arithmetic progression as the common difference is coming as a same. Okay, so let us write the solution. 20 seats in the first row, 22 seats in the second row, 24 seats in the third row. Okay, so this is a sequence. 20, 22, 24, the sequence. The number of seats increasing in the consecutive rows, but increase is a constant. Yes or no? See, look here. 22 minus 20, 24 minus 22. What difference is coming? 2. Everywhere difference is coming constant. So you can say that this given sequence is an arithmetic progression. Once you have confirmed this is an arithmetic progression, let us see what is the first term. A is a 20, right? Now what they are told to find out, how many seats are there in the 21st row. See here, this is the first term. Okay, these are the number of seats from the first row. These are the number of seats from the second row. These are the number of seats from the third row, like this. Now what we want? We want number of seats from the 21st row. Means what you have to find out? T21, right? If this is the first term, and if you want number of seats from the 21st row, means you have to need to find 21st term, means number of seats from the 21st row. For that you need to use formula Tn. Yes, students, are you understanding? Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. Now what you need to find out? The number of seats from the 21st row, and that's why I taken T21, that is 21st term of this series. Now let us put the Let us put these values in this formula so that you will get the corresponding values. What is A? 20. What is N? Yes, what is N? What is the given? How many seats are there? See, look here. N is 21st. Term is a 21st. So you have to take the value of N as a 21st. Then minus 1. D is a common difference. Just simplify this. You will get number of seats from the 21st row. Okay, understood, students? Okay. What exactly you did here? First of all, when you read this, you will come to know this is an arithmetic progression. From the common difference itself, you will confirm that yes, this is an arithmetic progression. Once you have confirmed this is arithmetic progression, just write the value of A, D. Okay, and whatever they are told to find out, you have to just write the formula, substitute the values, and find out the final answer. That's it, nothing. Okay, now let us move to the next one. Check whether 301 is a term of the AP 5, 11, 17, 23 or not. What they had told? Check whether 301 is a term of the AP. This series is given, this progression is given, which is an arithmetic progression, and we have to check whether this term is a term of this AP or not. For that, what you have to do? First of all, you have to write. See, since it is given, it is a AP. So you have to write A is equal to 5. Okay, that is T1 is a 5, T2 is 11, T3 is a 17, like that. Then find out the common difference. Okay, once you find out the common difference, you have to assume it. We don't know whether it is which term, whether it is term of this AP or not, or whether it is which term it is, that also you don't know, and whether exactly it is coming in AP or not, that also we don't know. We have to check it. For that, you have to consider let 301 is and the term of the given AP. If you consider this is an and the term, then you have to use the formula Tn. Okay, Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. We have considered Tn as a 301. So let us write in this. A is a T1, okay, n minus 1. You have to find out which term it is. Which term is it? So you have to write n as it is minus 1, and D is a common difference. Simplify this, you will get the value of n. See, look here. Since can you see, when you are finding out here, this is first term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, is the term is coming in a fraction? Is it possible? No. But see, when you see this, when you simplify this, n is equal to 302 upon 6, the whole number is not coming. See, the number cannot be in a fraction. See here, series, this is first term, second term, third term, fourth term, or nth term. The term cannot be coming in a fraction. But this is not an integer. So 301 is not, cannot be term of the given AP. Understood, students? Because here whole number is not coming. Yes, the and should be whole number, and it is not coming, right? So 301 cannot be term of the given AP. So we can say finally 301 is not a term of the given AP. Yes, students, I think you must have understood this. Okay, now let us move to the 3 marks questions. Okay, before that, we need to complete 2 marks questions of probability. Okay, students. Okay, let us move to this. First of all, we'll complete 2 marks question, then we'll move forward. Okay. In each of the following experiments, write the sample space, number of sample points, events P and Q, using set forms and write NP, that is number of sample points for the event P and for the event Q. What is given over here? 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. And what is the event given over here? P is the event of getting no head, and second event Q is the event of getting head on the second coin. Now, first of all, what we need to find out? Sample space, right? Sample space means all possible chances, all possible outcomes you have to need to write in the sample space. Now, how many coins are tossing together? 3 coins. 3 coins are tossed. So sample space is coming as, see, either all heads are coming together or all tails are coming together, or there will be combination of head and tail like this. So in all, when you count together, you will get 8 sample points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many sample points are coming here? 8. Now what is the next question? What you have to find out? You need to write for what? Sorry. Number of sample points for the event P and for the event Q also. You need to write first of all sample space for the event P and event Q. Okay, what is the event P? P is the event of getting no head. See, now for the event P, what is our favorable outcome here? Getting no head. Now we don't want head at all. We don't want head at all. Now, if you see everywhere head is coming. Head, 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 head. Here head is not there. So you can take this as a favorable outcome. So you are taking this as it is TTT. That is all tail, no head. So how many outcomes are there? 1. So number of sample points for the event P are 1. Understood, students? Okay, now let us move to the next one. Next event. Q is the event of getting head on the second coin. Now, how many total coins are there? 3 coins are there. And where we want head? On the middle coin. 3 coins are there, right? We want head on the second coin. Means our favorable outcome is coming head in the middle coin. So let us see this. We will check in the sample space where head is coming in the middle. See, can you see here head is coming middle? This also coming in the middle. Now here it is not coming. So this we will not take. Here head is coming in the middle, right? Here not coming, here coming, and in this also not coming. So total 4 we are going to take. This, and this. Total 4 are there. So total how many outcomes are there? 4. So you will write total number of sample points for this event Q are 4. Understood, student, how to solve this sum? Okay, now let us move to the second number question. A die is rolled. So okay, now first of all read this. P is the event of getting an odd number on the upper face, and Q is the event of getting perfect square number. See, when you are rolling a die or when you are throwing a die, there will be how many chances or how many possibilities? 6 possibilities. As on each face there are different dots. There will be dot. There will be 1 dot also, or 2 dot also, 3 dot also, 4 dot also, 5 dot also, 6 dot also. In all, there will be 6 chances. In each face, there will be dots from 1 to 6. So total 6 dot will be there. So 6 chances will be there. So 6 possibilities will be there. So you are going to write all possible chances in the sample space as curly bracket 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and curly bracket completed. So number of sample points you can write as NS is equal to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Total number of outcomes are 6. Understood, students? Okay. Now what is the first event given over here? P is the event of getting an odd number on the upper face. When you are throwing a die on the upper face, what you want? Odd number. Okay, now let us check in this sample space which number is an odd number. See, 1 is an odd number, 3 is an odd number, 5 is an odd number. So what is our favorable outcome? On the upper face, what we want? Odd number. So we can take 1, 3, 5, this as a favorable outcome from this sample space in the event. Yes. So P we are going to take as 1, 3, 5. So how many these outcomes are there? 3. So you will take NP is equal to 3, right? Now last one, Q is the event of getting perfect square number. What is our favorable outcome? We want now perfect square number. When you are throwing a die on the upper face, what do you want? Perfect square number you want. Okay, now let us check which are the perfect squares in this from dot 1 to 6. See, 1 is a perfect square, right? Then 4 is a perfect square. So how many perfect squares are there from dot 1 to 6? 2 perfect squares are there. So our favorable outcome is a perfect square on the upper face. So I'm writing in the event Q as these two numbers as a perfect squares. Okay, so how many outcomes are there? 2. So I will write and Q is equal to 2. Are you understanding, students? Okay. See, when you read itself, when you are reading, then only you will come to know what to write in the sample space, what to write in the sample space of the event, and what to write in the number of sample points. Yes? Okay. Now let us move to the next. 50 cards bearing.
Rohini ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, our time is up. Can we stop?
Yes, yes. Okay, students. Okay, students. Thank you. We'll continue further. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, students.